Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. It's time for more Let's Play Train Simulator. You can see that I'm on the Academy right now, and I decided I wanted to show you how this next DLC I'm looking at is structured. You can see I'm looking at ECML, East Coast Main Line, London to Peterborough, which is the next route I decided I wanted to play around with. You can notice I didn't do some tutorials for Great Western Main Line, by the way. There's an HST down here on Great Western Main Line. Didn't actually drive that. I may have to come back, look at the bubble car or the 58 on this route. I never did this high-speed train scenario, which I probably could have done on Great Western Main Line. But anyway, back to the subject of the day. We're doing London to Peterborough. That is the next route I'm planning. There are 9 scenarios listed that come with the DLC. Actually 12, I'll explain why I say that in a second. But 9 default ones and 3 more that are added with something else. And you can see the first 2 are numbered as being tutorial scenarios. They're over here in the tutorials menu. Now, I could have got ahead and just converted them to basic career scenarios. I'm pretty sure I could have had them appear in the career menu if I decided to change the scenario type. But I decided, you know what, let's not do that. We're going to leave it. We're going to just, or I could put it in standard as well, because they're not in standard either. I could have done that. But I decided, you know what, I'll leave them in this menu because I figured this is a good way to start off showing you the train. And then I'm going to immediately go ahead and post the second video, which will be scenario number 3. We're going to head over there and do that first scenario. Let's do a quick peek at the menu to show you what we have coming up in London, Peterborough. Then we'll go ahead and do these 2 tutorial scenarios. So let's pop over to the menu for a second. So you can see that we are now looking at the menu for the East Coast Main Line, London to Peterborough. And the first thing you can see highlighted is the Class 180. Don't worry about that. That's a separate DLC. We will deal with that at a later time. I've actually heard stories that this is actually problematic when used in custom scenarios. So hopefully these work. In any case, here's 321. That is also a separate DLC. I probably saw the tutorials for the... actually, no, that was different. That's the... that is a Steam DLC, so that is DTG. It is a Class 321. Obviously, it's not the basic 321. I actually can't remember what route that's on right now, strangely enough. The normal 321. But I know it appears somewhere else in a Steam DLC. I just can't think of it right now. But this is a separate one in First Capital Connect livery, and this one, of course, has 2 scenarios that are on this route, so we're going to see them on this route as well. Here is the meat of the DLC right here. The Class 365 Networker Express is the main train that comes with the route. There is one more because you can see scenario 7 is missing here, but you can see 6 scenarios are under the Class 365. You can also see down here the Class 801. These scenarios are not numbered, but they do come with versions of the East Coast Main Line, London to Peterborough route. Now, if you get this route as part of the of a certain package, the 801 scenarios, and I think it's the Great British Railways Journey package, the scenarios do come with that as well, as does the 801, but you actually only get it as part of the main Great British Railways package. You don't actually get it included with the route in the train simulator version of the route. Now, I've been told that there is a fix where you can move the GBRJ ones over to the train simulator folder and they will work. I don't know if they're designed to work the same way, so I'm not going to comment whether that's something that you should do or not. But I'm told that it would serve as a fix. I think the scenario IDs must be the same or something like that. So they would move over properly, they would show up there. I just don't know if they're designed to work that way or if they cause further problems on some setups. So I don't know about that. But these 3 801 scenarios are part of the route. We will eventually be introducing the 801, though not on this initial run. So we will come to that. We'll treat it as a separate DLC. At some point, I do want to get to the 801, and then we can go ahead and start using the Armstrong Powerhouse version when it hits the sale, and I decide I'm happy to buy that finally. There's not a lot I have left to buy from them. My money is tight right now, but I'm trying to save room for a DLC here and there. This is one I do want to try to get, so I'm going to be looking at it. So continue to scroll down here, you can see a few more options. The 91 in both the East Coast livery and in the IC225 livery, or version, whatever you want to call them. They have the same scenarios for each. I'm going to probably show you one of each instead of showing you both. But I'll still, of course, probably clear the other one as practice before we do the one that I plan to show you. In any case, we are going to look at them together. And then we have the high-speed train, which is the only missing scenario in the numbering. That is number 7, back to Bounds Green. That will be a Peterborough, London, King's Cross. So we will get to do a high-speed train scenario in the middle of all this, but we'll do that later. Not going to worry about it right now. It looks like it's possible to get 1,000 points on this because I see someone does have that. So that's good to see. what we're going to do right now is we're going to head back to the tutorial screen. Let's do a quick introduction to this train, and then for the next video, which is going to be right behind this, we're going to have the playlist right away. This video will be on there, number 3, the Welwyn Garden City Down Slow from London. And that will be on the channel immediately, and then tomorrow we're going to do the Welwyn Garden City back up to London, which are 2 separate scenarios. Let's go to the tutorials for now and get a look at the train. As you can see, there's both a simple controls training and an expert controls training. I'm only going to show you the expert controls training because and maybe they are different scenarios, I don't know, but we're never going to use simple controls. Every scenario I've done in the main menu has been expert controls, and I've had no problem driving the majority of the trains. There are the odd few that might be more difficult, but that's the challenge of the game. Learn how to drive the train as an expert. And that's what we're going to try and do. So we're going to look at the expert controls training. We're going to wrap up this video. Then we're going to head straight over to the second video, which will be right behind this on the playlist immediately. So let's get to this Class 365 expert controls training. Predictably, I got a "You're now driving the train" achievement, so cool. Welcome to the cab of this Class 365 EMU. At the bottom of the screen is a heads-up display, or, well, we know this. This is kind of pointless to keep reading over. You don't see the HUD right now because I've got it hidden from the last scenario. I will bring it back up. When one of these messages, yeah. So let's bring up the actually, I'm going to need the expert HUD, I think, so come on, let me bring it up. We know about the track profile. That's not unusual. We're going to skip that. There's the HUD. I got it up in time for this one. So there's the throttle brake. It looks like this one serves as both. You can see the regular brake is grayed out, so that brake doesn't do anything. We do have a combined brake and throttle control. I will give you a full tour of the train at a later time, and we'll look at this in more detail. But for right now, let's just go ahead and do this tutorial basics because it's going to guide us where it wants to go. We know what the reverser does, so we'll skip that. Pop-up messages can apparently be brought up there. That's fine. We're going to put let's see what it says. 100% obviously to forward. We're going to have the train warning system to prior test. So we are going to get the heads up, or the AWS self-test here. So that yellow alarm will beep at us, and we're going to have to reset that when we put the reverser up. So, and obviously everything else we already know. So we'll skip the rest of that. So, there it is. That responds instantly. That's smooth. I like that one. Now apply power, yep, by moving the throttle brake. We know that. By the way, the only reason I'm using this version of the display, once again, is because the tutorial refers to it. If I bring this version up, what it's going to do is you still see the red box around it. So there's not much I can do with that. The reverser never went up. Why is it not up? Anyway, now it is. We're going to go. Go via watch for 30. I have to get to 30 miles per hour, apparently. So I'm going to have to speed up right to 30. Yeah, we know how the speed limit works. We have to make sure that we get up to stay within 15 for now, but we're going to have to get up to 30 at the sign. So once the get rid of the box, thank you. So once we get to the 30, I have to speed up quickly, and then we can go ahead and go. Yeah, we know how it works. Thank you. Once we get to 30, we know we can speed up. Because it's going to sit, we actually have to go, oh, that's just a message. Never mind, it's a message box. Watch from 30 is a message box. I thought it was a goal. Look at all the goals here. Holy cow. We're going to Peterborough to pick up passengers, is basically what we're being told. There is a junction we're going to get to skip because we're taking the main track. So yeah, we're being told now, and this is something I will read. The speed limit will increase at the bridge ahead. When it does, you can accelerate, but do not exceed 30 miles per hour. Naturally, you can see there's a 40 further ahead, and then we have to drop to 25. We're going to get warned about that. So I would say let's take a quick look at our train, but I don't know if we're going to actually be able to take a quick look. 30 is now available, so I will speed up. We're going to get another watch message here, which is going to annoy me, so I'm going to turn that off so I don't get distracted. We are not stopping at this platform, so you can continue. The permitted speed through the station is 40 miles per hour. The platform is apparently some Peterborough platform. Don't know exactly what it is. Let's take a quick look. Where are we? We are right here. So the platform is Peterborough platform number 4. Oh, be quiet. We know about the cameras. This is Peterborough platform 4. We have a green signal. I just went to go down to 25 as I saw that. It was coming a little, I think they're a little bit late in bringing this alert to us, but the speed limit is reducing ahead. If you need to set the throttle brake to step 1, do not exceed 25 miles per hour. So we're going to try and get it down quickly. I should not be in emergency. Okay, this train apparently wakes you up and forces you into emergency brake if you are going too fast for speed limit. Now I know. Now I know. I don't know what happened here. But apparently if you're going too fast for a speed limit, it will stop you. Am I going to be allowed to go? Thank you. Apparently if you move out of the brake too quickly into throttle again, it will cause problems. So I guess we don't want to do that. If you move too quickly, your throttle will not work. We're now learning this. See, tutorials can be useful, guys. So we have a 125 section coming up here. We're going to get to tear through this. We're going to stop on the track at... Oh, you jerks. So we're going to be stopping at Peterborough down fast reverse. We're not going up to 125, unfortunately. So, so much for that. We can't really just tear away here. If we could, we'd be heading to Peterborough, heading to King's Cross right now. So we're going to just stop here as we've been told, much as I hate it. How are we doing our tasks? Good so far. We better be, it's a darn tutorial. So we'll get fully within the orange in case you have a problem with the junctions behind us. Now, I believe the emergency brake was a tutorial cost thing. So since my speed was not low enough, at the moment that the alert came up, it basically gave me a problem. So now I'm going to have to change ends. Since I have this cab up, we're good to do that. It's not going to tell me we can change ends yet, but we are going to have to. Because we're going to have to go into the other cabs. So that is done. Notice I didn't turn the headlights or anything on for this, which I should have. We're doing the AWS test again. Let's turn the headlights on this time, shall we? Instrument lights? Are there instrument lights? I don't know. Oh, there are no instrument lights. Okay, cool. We're now changing directions. So I've already done that. I'm way ahead of you, game. I'm way ahead of you. Can I go? Yep, to head to the fifth station. Yep, we've already done this. We're now going to 115, but we're not going to be allowed to go 115. Because 30 is right there. We're going to have a terminus inside Peterborough. So I went through platform 4. We're coming into platform 3 now. This is going to be our stop. We're now on a 125, but we're going to come back down to 30 again. You'll soon be pulling into platform 3 where you must stop. You must stop. As you approach, remain confident. Yeah. We have plenty of time to stop. I know. I've stopped from 60 kilometers an hour before. It's okay. Wait, that's about 35 miles. Yeah. Yes, I know how this works. We're going to stop the train. It's advising a step 2, which I'm going to start with a step 1. Just to show you the difference. There is a train there, by the way. Doesn't matter who that is because we're not doing a normal scenario. Probably just service 1 or service 2. Now we're going to use step 2 because we're getting close to the end of the platform. The tutorial will probably trigger an emergency at some point here because we're approaching a red signal. There's a warning of the red signal. We did not get an emergency trigger, so we're good. We are done. We're going to open the doors for the passengers, and I think that's the end of the scenario. So we're going to open the doors, and like I said, that's going to be the end of the scenario. So Yeah, we're not going to go anywhere though. I'm not going anywhere. So make sure you come back to the second video, which is going to follow right behind this. I'm just going to say stay tuned to the channel on my playlist. If you're not on my playlist, go ahead and bring up the other video manually on my channel video screen. It should be there. And with that said, if you do take a break for now, have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for your part of the world. I'll see you for that next scenario. If you're on the playlist, it will start very shortly. Make sure you also again to like the video, subscribe to the channel if I didn't say that already. Congratulations, you have driven this train using expert controls, which is what I'm going to do all the time. So you can see that I have 2 achievements on this, and I didn't want to move on before I showed you them because I'm not going to get these again. The first achievement you see is East Coast Main Line South 24/7 365. That's rewarded for driving the FCC Class 365. So load any scenario and you'll get that achievement. You'll only get it the first time you bring it up, obviously. So if you bring up scenario 9 first, you'll get that achievement. If you bring up the a custom scenario from the workshop that you're driving the 365, that will come up. If you drive an ATS scenario that is not using the Armstrong Powerhouse model, good luck with that. You will get this. I think the Armstrong Powerhouse sound pack, since it applies to the basic model, might also work with this, but don't quote me on that. That's just my understanding of how that would work. In any case, that's one achievement. But the second achievement here is East Coast Main Line South Expertly Controlled. And that's for completing scenario 2, the expert controls training. That means that there's probably one for the simple controls training. I will do that off camera, but we're going to go ahead and move for now over to the the third scenario because that's the one I'm going to show you next. So I'm going to show you that in the next video. I'll see you over there on the playlist in 3, 2, 1.